Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Loan with Firearms. I am Juan Johnson, your host, and we're going to have a good time on today. I'm hoping that you are hearing me. I should be on multiple uh, platforms. Just want to make sure my volume is down. And we're going to get into this topic God, guns, and the purpose of man. Again, God, guns, and the purpose of man. Again, I am Juan J. Johnson. I am your host for this evening, and we're going to discuss God, guns, and the purpose of man. Before we get into the topic, I need you to, number one, share this broadcast. I need you to share it. Number two, I need you to like the broadcast. Well, you can like it or dislike it, depending on what platform you're on. It can be YouTube, maybe Twitter. If you're not liking it, like it or dislike it. It doesn't really. It makes a difference. It makes a difference whether you like it or you dislike it. Please, for the algorithm, and I want you to subscribe to the channel. Just subscribe. I just ask you to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. With that said, I'm looking forward to this topic on today. This is a personal topic for me because I think that we had gotten away from what the purpose of man is in the earth. Let me not rush this. I'm not going to be long before you, but I'm not going to rush this either. Um, if you're interested in becoming a responsible gun owner and user, I need you to go to lwftraining.com. That's lwftraining.com. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put that in the description as we speak right now. Go to lwftraining.com. That's lwftraining.com. Again, I need you to subscribe. I need you to share. I need you to like what you're hearing. If you are interested in getting your wear and carry license, your wear and carry, which is a 16-hour course, or your concealed carry, go to lwftraining.com. If you are interested in a handgun qualification license, which allows you to be able to purchase a gun, go to lwftraining.com. If you have weapons in your possession that you no longer want, contact lwftraining.com or go to loanwithfirearm@gmail.com. Okay. And we will come out, do the paperwork, and transfer the weapons from your possession to the companies for educational purposes. If you are interested in the intro to basic firearms, that class will give you the intro. It will teach you how to identify the parts of the weapon, whether it's a revolver or semi-automatic. Go over some of the laws of the state that you're in. Go over how to reassemble and disassemble the weapon. There's no marksmanship with that class, but it goes over some of the basic fundamentals, even how to hold it, how to grip, uh, just those basics that you need for your firearms. Again, go to lwftraining.com. That's lwftraining.com. So again, family, we're here. We are here, and we're going to get with the purpose of man. I think this is a timely topic. I believe it's something that we need to discuss. If you was to take a poll and ask any male or even the ladies, females, what is the purpose of man? What is the purpose of man in the earth? And you will have so many different answers to that question. So many different answers. I just want to approach the discussion tonight and deal with it head on because I think that a lot of the males out here don't know their purpose. They struggle with purpose. I'm not talking about going to school and getting a degree or you know applying for some job. I'm talking about if you are a Christian like myself, I am a follower of Jesus the Christ, unapologetic. Everything I have, I got through my relationship with God. I am not a person who will claim anything no more than my relationship with God and what He's done for me. As a matter of fact, I normally say when I speak to people, I am made in the image of God, and God desires nothing but the best for me. So I'm very clear with this. When I do these broadcasts, I am not trying to proselyte. Be very clear. I'm trying to give insight. Again, this is not about proselyting. This is not about trying to steal members. No, 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 no. This is about informing, empowering, educating, enlightening. Okay. At the end of the day, we need to be empowered. We need to be educated, enlightened, okay, and even encouraged. So when I do this broadcast, trust and believe that people will remain in your churches. I don't see them coming to follow me because I will put some demands on them that they're not ready for. But with that said, um, so you don't have to be concerned about that. Um, but again, this is not to proselyte. This is just to give some insight. So let me deal with the topic: God, guns, and the purpose of man. God. Now, I've been in conversation with preachers and pastors and those of the cloth, and they had some concerns with me talking about gods and guns because you have not seen gods and guns in the same sentence. Normally, it's either God or normally you're talking about some type of weapons, but you're never seeing gods and guns. And I said to one of my pastor friends, I said, look here, that's the problem right there, that we're not having the discussion about God and guns in the same sentence, in the same paragraph. That I see the two are the same: God, guns, and whatever. The purpose of man, God, guns, in the church, God, guns, in the music industry. You can't take God out the equations. And I would dare say you can't take guns, because when I say guns, I'm not just talking about the gun that we use, the semi-automatic, the shotgun, the rifles, uh, of those guns, or the revolvers. I'm talking about the evolution of guns, the evolution of the weapons. So for my scripture on today, let's go to Genesis 1 and 26. Let's deal with that. And I'm gonna do the 26th verse and I'll do the 28th verse because again, I need you to see the importance of knowing the purpose of man in the earth. Because many are unaware of the purpose of man in the earth. So let's go right here. Let's go here. Genesis 1:26 says this. Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the seas, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle and the creepers, right? And I'm going to go down to the 28th verse, and it says, then God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing. Family, this was the first commandment of God given to man before the fall. Say this again. This wasn't a part of your 10 commandments, but this was the very first commandment given to man before the fall. And why is that important? because this commandment was never abrogated. It was never repealed. It was never done away with. When God told man to have dominion, dominion means to rule, to reign, to manage. Before the fall, in that same chapter, Genesis 1, God made man to till the earth. He ruled over the earth. Okay? I don't know how many years he was ruling before he got his helpmate, but man was on the scene with dominion. He was reigning, he was ruling. He had authority over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, the cattle, the creepers. Okay? Be very clear with this. Now, some would say that in that scripture that, God didn't intend for man to rule over man. I disagree. I disagree. Man is a creature too. Creature, not just animals, creatures. We're all creatures. We're all creatures. Okay. God put man in place to manage. God has always had an order, family. God came first. He created his man. Okay. He formed that woman from the man's side. And then you have the children. Okay. From the woman. For some strange reason, many males resist the first commandment from God. They find excuses for not wanting to rule and reign and have dominion. And I find that interesting because that commandment was never done away with. It was never repealed. Men today are still ruling. Men today in the earth are still ruling. They're still reigning over other men. We're supposed to manage. And I would dare say, family, when a male or when a man is not reigning, he's not ruling, or he's not dominating, he is most frustrated. I see a lot of frustrated males out here in the earth. And I'm not talking about black males only. I'm talking about some Asians. I'm talking about some Latinos. I'm talking about some whites. I'm talking about some Caribbeans. I'm talking about some Africans. I'm talking about some Ghanaians, some Mexicans who are not ruling, who are not dominating, who are not taking their rightful place in the earth, which is to rule. Again, this scripture was before the fall. God has, if you're listening to this video right now, wherever it's going, if you're a male, if you're a man, you're supposed to rule everything around you, your household. You're supposed to dominate on your job, in sports, whatever you do, you're supposed to dominate. Dominion, dominate, same category. You're supposed to be the best. You're supposed to rule. And if you're not ruling, again, you will be frustrated. In every man, correction, in every boy child, think about these boys that we raise. In every boy child, in every male child, he has an independent, I can do this spirit. Initially, we tie our children's shoes, and eventually they will say this, I got this, I want to do this. I want to tie my own shoe. That's that dominion, reigning, ruling attribute that's been placed in every male. Every male is supposed to be ruling, reigning, and managing. And if you're not, then you're out of order. You are not walking in the commandment of God. Again, I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm not trying to save you. I'm just trying to empower you with what is a male's purpose on the earth. Okay? It's spelled out. Then God blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful. We're supposed to have children. Okay? And multiply. We're supposed to have families, generations, sons, daughters, grandchildren. Okay? Aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins. This is a commandment, family, not a suggestion. He blessed them. God, look at 28 says, God blessed them, and God said, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it. Subdue it. Rule it. Take over it. I think the problem with a lot of us is we don't expect resistance when we're trying to rule. We just think that things just going to be given to us, just dropped in our lap because we got a title. No, that's not it. Any man who's going to reign, who's going to rule, who's going to dominate, he must expect resistance. And if you don't anticipate resistance, you are fooling yourself. Resistance is a part of the domination process. The animals that man was called to rule over didn't just drop at their feet when they appeared on the scene. The animals didn't just resist. I mean, they didn't just what's that word looking for? Not resist, because resist is one word. They didn't just give up. The animals fought, and the animals to this day they still fight when they're trying to be captured, or when an animal is cornered. It fights, it claws, it bites, it attacks. Subduing anything doesn't mean it's an easy process. And most of us have to get in our minds that when you're about the business of being dominant, of ruling and reigning, that you must expect some type of resistance. Okay. But that is the first commandment of man. That's the first commandment that God gave to man. Dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds, over the cattle, over the creepers, even the little creepers, from your ants to your mosquitoes to your grasshoppers. We're supposed to even rule them. Okay? Because if you think about it, if all the creepers came together at one time, they will outnumber all the people in the world. If all the birds came together at one time, they will outnumber every body in the world. It's only 7.8 billion people, right? Think about that. 7.8 billion people in the world. Okay. There's more mosquitoes. Trust me, there's more ants. Okay. There are more bees. There are more wasps. There are more insects in the world than people. They're just smaller. There are more birds. Okay. And we know that there are more fish in the sea than the people on the earth. So if you're listening to this message about God, guns, and the purpose of man, I want to encourage you, especially if you're a male child, or a man child, that God expects you to rule, to have dominion on your job, in your home, in the sporting world, in your businesses. Nothing less than dominate. Excellence, dominate, rule, reign. Okay. And look, let me say this about the guns piece, about the weapons, because again, when I think about when you're ruling, when God gave man this commandment to rule and reign and dominate, okay, what did man have in his possession? Huh? What did man have in his possession to get these animals and birds and cattle in line? When you talk about guns and the evolution of weapons, you must begin with the stones. Stones. Didn't have the technology we have right now. The first thing was the stones. The first weapon was probably stones. The second weapons probably would have been sticks. When you till in the earth, you got to break the ground up. So in breaking the ground up, it has to be sticks and wood. Then it evolved from to the to what? Maybe some spears. Okay, making the end of that stick pointy. The evolution of the weapons, and then it probably became an axe. Okay, then you got fire. Using fire to what? To help in dominion, in ruling, in reigning. Then it probably evolved to chariots. And then it probably evolved to guns. And then cannons. And then tanks. And then planes and jets. And to finally atomic bombs. Okay? Think about this. The first man, Adam, didn't start with a gun, didn't start with a tank, didn't start with a jet. He started with some stones, his hands, stones, sticks that evolved to spears, axes. Okay? So when I say God guns, I'm looking at something far deeper than just the handgun, which is the semi-automatic or the revolver or the shotgun or the rifle. It's a much bigger picture, family. Okay? But God, in his infinite wisdom, told me and you and all those that's listening to my voice who's a male, and I would say even female, he said, and him he gave them dominion over the earth. But let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. This commandment was given to the man first. I don't know how long Adam and God was on this earth walking in the garden. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how long. But I know that God and man was walking in the garden for quite a few times, quite a while. Okay, and man was taking care of the garden with the rocks, with some twigs, with some sticks. Okay, whatever he was using. And those same items he was using, those same tools he was using in the garden, he also had to use those for protection. Okay. With the fire. Okay. So when we think about God, guns, and the purpose of man, because let's fast forward this to the 21st century, our century. All right. We see men ruling over other men. We see countries ruling over other countries. And what are they using? They're using the evolution from stones to the spears to jets, F-16s, to boats, battleships, okay, tanks, okay, and now we have the atomic bombs. But it all's connected because these items, these weapons of war are utilized to what? To defend people, to defend their homeland, to defend states, to defend cities, to defend communities, neighborhoods. Okay. I don't want you to not, I want you to see the connection between God, guns, and the purpose of man. Okay. And I don't want you to get upset or be fearful about becoming responsible weapon owners, whether it's a shotgun, whether it's a rifle, whether it's a handgun, semi-automatic or revolver. I don't want you to be hesitant about defending and protecting yourself, but I also want you to understand your purpose in the earth is to rule. Rule, man. Rule in your household, rule in your community, rule in your city, rule on your jobs. We are supposed to rule, reign, dominate in every aspect of our lives. And if you're not ruling and reigning, you are living beneath the commandment of God. I mean that. I mean that with everything in me. I, for whatever reason, some of us have just given up our ability or our right in the earth to rule. For whatever reason, we have convinced ourselves that somebody else should be ruling. I'm just going to be the servant. Every man. Watch this. There's a warrior in every male child. And like I tell my sisters, do you see the man in your boy child? Because every woman should see a man in the boy child. Every every male child that's born of a woman, we have got to start seeing the warrior in him. The purpose of man is to be a warrior, to dominate, to rule, to reign. And if any preacher want to dispute this with me, I'll send you the link and we can have the conversation. We can have the conversation because you're not going to convince me that we're supposed to sit back here and just be docile, be emasculated, be castrated as males when God, Jehovah Elohim himself told us to rule. Okay? And I'm very serious about this. If If I got to go the whole year talking about God, guns, and whatever, I'm going to leave it God's guns and politics, God's guns and entertainment, God's guns and education, God's guns and sex, God's guns and war. The problem has been we've left God out of so many things. I see you, Rob. I see you, Dre. Dre Spriggs in the house, boy, a naval vet who knows about war, who served in the war. It's my man from the sandbox, Parkdale in the house. Okay, family, I need you to go back to the book of Genesis. You just read the first chapter. God made everything and he said, it is good. He blessed it and he said, it is good. And when he told us to dominate, rule and reign, he said, it is good. It's good. So we don't have no more excuses for not ruling, for not reigning, for not dominating. If you're wondering about your purpose in the earth, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your frenemies, tell your neighbors. Go to Genesis 1:26. Must I bring it up again? I see Sister Trinita Lattimore in the house tonight. Good to see you, my sister. Good to see you. Let me put up that scripture again because I need you to get this. Need you to get this. Genesis 1:26. Again, I'm not going to be too much longer before you because I think I've already made my point. I don't have to beat this horse. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule. So they may rule. The fish, the birds, the cattle, and the creepers. Okay. So my question to you, why aren't you ruling? What is your excuse for dominating, for not dominating? What's your excuse for not ruling in every aspect of your life? Meaning when you're in your job, you provide the best service. You provide excellent service. That when people just call your name, they know, man, this person know what they're doing. Why? Because he dominates in everything, or she dominates in everything that they do. Why? What is it about us that we resist power? Because when you're ruling and you're dominating, right? That means you have embraced power. And I got this funny suspicion that many of us don't want to be responsible. Because with great power comes great responsibility. I got that from Spider-Man. I think it was named Uncle somebody. The uncle told Peter that. With great power comes great responsibility. And I'm beginning to see that a lot of, I'm going to say, ands. You know what an ands is? Americans, Africans, Mexicans, Caribbeans, Russians, Europeans. I'm hitting all of them because there seems to be some type of need not to want to dominate and rule and take responsibility. I'm saying that from pulpits, in the business world, in entertainment, in education, in politics, in labor, in law, in science and health. People are not stepping up and walking in that Genesis 126. Even after God blessed them. I mean, even after God said, and he blessed them. Don't you know that if you begin to walk in that purpose, that you have the blessings of God beside you, around you, behind you, before you, above you, and beneath you? I can't make this up. Adam, the first man that walked the earth, had God's blessings upon him, beside him, around him, above him, beneath him, before him. And many of us right now, we are not walking in the blessings of God because we refuse to take our rightful place in the earth. We refuse to take our rightful place in the earth, which is having dominion. Family, for real, this may be one of the most important broadcasts that I ever make because it deals with the purpose of man in the earth. And I will say this: there are some men who know their purpose in this earth. And that's why they have ruled for so long. They believe in manifest destiny without saying no names. They believe that God gave them the right to rule over others, and they're unapologetic about that. Okay. So I'm going to need all my ands, my Americans, my Africans, my Mexicans, my Caribbeans, all those ands. I'm going to need you to start walking in Genesis 126 and 128. I'm going to need you. My brother Dre says, praying that your queens are good. Hope the ladies are good. Love you, man. The queens are good, Dre. The queens are good. And thank you for the prayers and thank you for the love. And we're going to get together, brother. We're going to get together. They are good. They are. So again, family, I need you to share this video. I need you to share this video. I need you to share this video. I need you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to like it, share it, and you see my Cash App and the PayPal. If you want to support, you can. Because my goal is to build lone wolf firearm facilities nationwide. Indoor, outdoor ranges. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to happen. Lone wolf firearm ranges, gun stores, nationwide in every state. Why not? I think every state needs a lone wolf firearms training. I think every state and every city needs a LWF training, responsible gun ownership. Yeah, in this era. Okay. But at the same time, I don't want you to miss the message of God, guns, and the purpose of man. Again, I've spoken to quite a few preachers and they cannot conceive having God and guns in the same sentence. And I'm saying, look, that same God who made this comment about having dominion is the same God that spoke in Luke 22:36. Let me pull that up again. Let me pull up one of my favorite scriptures because it speaks to even, let me see, even Luke 22:36. He said to them, but now if you have a purse, take it. And also a bag. And if you don't have a sword, I need you to pawn. I had a sister on, and she was reading, I think, the NIV or one of those other descriptions. She said, pawn your cloak and buy one. Sell one of your jackets. Sell one of those pair of Jordans you got. Sell one of those pair of New Balances you got and get you a sword, which would be a Glock in these days. And I know that some of us have got these felons and some of us have these marijuana prescriptions. So you are not allowed, you are prohibited from having the gun and you're prohibited from having ammunition. Okay. But if you clean yourself up and you get that expungement, you will be back in that 2A family, which is a well-regulated militia to secure the free state, which will not be abridged. Okay? You will be able to get you a weapon. You'll be able to have the ammo to protect yourself, your family, your community, your city, your state, and if you may have to, the nation. For me, again, family, it's a much bigger picture than just me protecting myself. I am a part of that well-regulated militia. That if the governor called on me for some type of tyranny taking place, some type of tyrant or some type of foreign enemies who want to take over this country, I'm all in protecting America because I'm American. All in. Again, I gave 27 years of service to protect the citizens. And I'm ready to protect the homeland. Because trust me, if and when we are invaded, they're not going to ask you who you're with, whose side you're on. They're going to see you as an American as a threat. And you're done. If you're not looking like them, you're done. You can quote all the scriptures you want. You're done. Okay? So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you have a question, put inside the chat. I am ready and willing to answer any of the questions. Again, my brother Dre says thank you. Thank you, sir. Again, for all those who took time out their day to join this broadcast, I do appreciate it. You could be doing something else. I do want you to share it because sharing is caring. I do want you to like it. I do want you to subscribe. And again, if it's helping you, if it's benefiting you, if you learned something, don't be afraid to send something to the Cash App or to the PayPal. Okay. Or again, you can sign up for the classes. Intro to Firearms, HQLs, Wear and Carries, Tactical Laser Training. And if you just want to just get rid of your guns, we will come to your location, transfer your guns from your home to the company for educational purposes. Again, my goal will always, when I'm on social media or when you see me, is to add some value to your life and not play with you. Because we have too many people who have played with you and that day is over. Serious people do serious things. And we're having a serious conversation on tonight. And that would be God, guns, and the purpose of you, your purpose in the earth. Again, you're supposed to be ruling. You're supposed to be dominating. Clean yourself up. Surround yourself with some positive people that's going places. Okay? Surround yourself with people that's going somewhere. And don't look back. Don't look back. Okay? My man Dre said, we'll share. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And want to sign up LFW. That's the truth. Brother, I got you. It's LWF. Just look at the description at the bottom. LWFtraining.com, which is short for Lone Wolf. Well, Lone Wolf Firearms Training is LWFtraining.com, where you can sign up. Okay. Okay. LWF. And then if you want to write me, you can go to lonewolffirearm@gmail.com. Let me see what Rob said. I got another comment. Rob Taylor, good to see you, soldier. Good to tell you. He said, I agree. Surrounding yourself with those who have more knowledge than you. Absolutely. I can tell you right now, I am not the smartest person in my group. I got some solid male and females in my circle. I am not the smartest at all. And that's what you need. You need people who can give you advice, whether you use it or not. It is at your disposal. It's at your discretion. You want people who's not going to be your cheerleader, who's going to tell you, man, that's not right. Or we can do this. You can do this. You don't want a lot of yes men. You want folks to tell you, man, have you considered this way or that way? Have you thought this thing out? You don't want no cheerleaders. A cheerleader gonna root for you whether you winning or losing. You need somebody gonna tell you, it's gonna coach you up. Okay. That's what we need. That's what we need. Sinead Latimer said, wisdom is much needed. Absolutely. We need the wisdom. We need the prayer that Solomon asked for. Wisdom and knowledge to lead the people. Didn't ask for possessions. And because he didn't ask for possessions, he got possessions and the wisdom and the knowledge to lead. Look, there is a leader in all of us. We just need to accept our role in the earth as leaders. As a matter of fact, the scripture says that the whole earth is moaning and groaning, waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. It's like the sons of God has surrendered the earth to these people who don't even care for God. That's why I am unapologetic in talking about God, in talking about guns, and in talking about whatever issue that we're going to discuss. But we definitely going to mention God, and we're going to mention guns because we don't have these conversations in our houses. We're not having these conversations at the dinner table. We're not having these conversations at the cookouts. God and guns. See, you must reimagine the world you want to see. You must reimagine the people who you want to hang out with. You must reimagine your lifestyle. You got to reimagine your car you want to drive, the house you want, your clothes that you want to wear. You have got to be in the business of reimagining. Okay? But that's what purposeful men and women do. People who really are world changers, they just change the world. They understand their purpose in the earth. Now watch this. Let me say this. Everybody's not good. If your purpose is to be a destroyer, you be the best damn destroyer. If your purpose is to be a healer, you be the best healer. If your purpose is to be a peacemaker, you be the best peacemaker. I don't know what your purpose is. Some people were born for war and some people were born for peace. Some were born to be destroyers and some were born to be builders. I don't know what your purpose is, good or bad, but whatever your purpose is, do it with passion. Do it like the God of the universe has blessed you to do it, and see it through. See it all the way through. See it through. I am going to see this gun and God piece through. I need to see ranges. I need to see indoor, outdoor ranges. I need to see a gun shop. I need to see me selling the guns, selling mace, selling OC spray, selling cuffs, selling any and everything that person needs to defend themselves, protect themselves. And I know it's going to take money. I'm very clear. I am not on these social media platforms just to give good information. I'm in to build. I have no problem in asking you to support. That's why you see the Cash App at the bottom in the description. You see the PayPal in the description, because I know that it's going to take funds. It's going to take money. It's going to take resources. Okay. I am not just building for myself. Okay. I know my purpose. And when this one comes to an end, I'll pick up another one. Okay. I'll pick up another one. But right now, I am locked into guns, God, and the purpose of man. Guns, God, and the church. Guns, God, and gospel music. I'm going to deal with guns, God, and discrimination probably this week. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm going to probably deal with guns, God, and discrimination too. See that. Thank you, Trace Briggs. Appreciate it. And watch this. And you blessing me, God's going to bless you, because God knows my intentions are good. I'm not out to hurt nobody. But if you get hurt in the process, hey, bad things happen to good people all the time. Okay. It's not my intention to hurt you. My intention is to help you. But guess what? We teach our children, no, don't touch that stove because you'll get burnt. No, don't put your hands in that socket, you'll get electrocuted, right? We teach them this because we don't want them to hurt themselves. And if they do it, they hurt themselves. No is a sign of maturity. You have to be able to say no to yourself. Okay. So I don't mind saying no if it's going to help you out. No's help you out sometimes. Okay. But with that said, I don't want to get too far from my message today. Again, I'm at 9 o'clock and I'm gonna reel it in because I'm not gonna go over this. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. I ask that you like the video, that you share the video, and that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm solid on Facebook. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel. When you see that wolf right there in that top right corner with that inside that's enclosed in that target, that is the logo for Lone Wolf Firearms on YouTube. There are many lone wolves out there. This is a common name among us gun guys and guys in the military. But when you see that logo with the wolf in the middle of that target, you are on my channel. And I want you to subscribe. We got plenty of videos there. Plenty of videos there that you can watch. I still have my old channel, which is Real Talk with Juan J. Johnson. I got about 160 videos on there. Okay, on YouTube. I'm building this channel up right now. Let's see what Dre said. Yes, Lord. Andre Spriggs says, yes, Lord, because boy's 13, so I need to try to be on the protection mode
at all times, giving people love like God. Appreciate it. Glad I got on this damn phone tonight. And I am glad you got on this phone too. And we will talk. We will talk. Matter of fact, just DM me your number, and I'll make sure I give you a call within the next 24 hours for sure, and we can talk. But yes, the boys are 13, and look here, I'm a firm believer that you start your kids young. We start them young. We start them with the plastic guns. Yes, like everybody else do. See, we need to start doing things different. I love the silent generation, but they were silent. I love the baby boomers, but they were just baby boomers. I'm Generation X. And what's coming behind me is nothing like me or the silent or the baby boomers. It's a whole different group of folks behind us. And I'm talking, I'm looking at them, and if they come across this video, I need them to know, you know what, we all ain't saying the same thing. We all not. Okay. Dre said, what did Dre say? Dre said, let them see the danger so it's no plan. That's right. That's right. It's out here in these streets. It's not to be played with. And again, um, we must be about I would say the Father's business. Uh, what I'm doing right now, family, is the Father's business. You must know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're doing the Father's business, which is I don't know what God's called you to do, but I know what He's telling me to do. And I am at peace in doing this. I don't have no restless nights. I don't have no hesitation or reservations. I want you to become responsible gun owners and gun users, period. And if you don't become a gun owner, I still want you to be educated about the weapons. So if you come across one, you'll be able to identify the parts and possibly make the gun safe. Okay. At the same time, we're going to discuss God, guns, and issues that's pertaining to what's going on in this nation and maybe even in the world. But we're not going to leave God and weapons out the equation. This country was built on weapons and genocide and slavery. So we can't get around this. We can't act like it don't exist. Okay. So anyway, with that said, I'm bringing it in. Again, I need you to like this video, or you can unlike, or you can dislike it. You don't have. You can dislike it. I just need you to dislike it for the algorithm. I need you to subscribe to the channel on whatever platform. Subscribe to the channel. Okay. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. And if you want to send donations, you can. I'll be putting my Patreon together soon because I think that some people need a little more intimate access to me, where I can just put you into some deals, some exclusive training that you can't do. Uh, um, you just can't do it in this setting. I can go do it more so maybe on a Zoom session. You have a little more intimacy with me. But we're gonna build this, family. We're gonna build this. We're gonna build this. Trinette? Thank you, Trinetta Lattimore. She said she has subscribed and she used I am. Woo, I am subscribed. She used the name of God, the infinite name, I am. Family, when I see I am, I respond to I am because I am is always and will ever, and I am will always be the name of God. And I tell you this, I am is infinite, and what you put behind I am is definite. So you got to be definite with the infinite. So when you use I am, the next word is either life or death. I suggest that you don't say nothing bad because I can trace your present situation to your 1 to 2 words. I am. I'm tired. I'm weak. I'm confused. I'm not all those things. I'm just saying I can place you right now with your I ams. Okay. So with that said, I am bringing this broadcast to an end. I want to thank you for showing up. I don't see all the names of the people. I see Leona. I know I've been back talking with Dre. I see Trinetta. Who else is on here? Robert Taylor, Wayne Green, Greg Allen Pickney. I want to thank you guys and ladies for tuning in. You can always DM me if you have any questions, concerns. Again, go to LWF Training, which is short for Lone Wolf Firearms, and do your course. Take a class. Okay. So with that said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. All this week, we're gonna do 8 o'clock from 8 to 9, and we're gonna have the topic, and we're gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in. So look, with that said, thank you for tuning in. Always remember this, family. It is not how much you know; it's how much you care. And always remember, there is a lone wolf in you, and it's my goal to pull it out. With that said, have a great day. Have a great evening. I want you healthy. I want you happy. I want you lovable. I want you successful. I want you wealthy. I want you prosperous. And I also want for you unlimited money. That's my prayer for you. Have a great day on purpose. God bless you. And I will talk to you. I'll see you soon.